Hello, this is the Lord's Legion and welcome to the Cancerous Comment Conduct, the show in which I go look at the comment section from some of my previous videos and pretty much insult their lack of intelligence. Now I have made it very clear in some of my episodes of The Lord Speaks in which that I personally believe that Ben Reilly the Scarlet Spider is a piece of shit character. And to my surprise, a lot of people are really angry about this, and in both videos that I'm going to be focusing on, I have a bunch of hate comments. And with all the comments, I thought that with these two videos combined, this would make a very interesting episode. And before we get started, I just want to say this right here now: fuck Ben Reilly, Kane's a better Scarlet Spider. Now raise your pitchforks as I'm about to read some of your bullshit comments. Now let's start with the comments that I can actually get behind. I don't give a fuck about Ben Reilly, lol. And that's great, you shouldn't give a fuck about Ben Reilly because he is such a product of his time. With a character like Ben Reilly, he only belongs in the 90s and should only remain there. There's no reason for him to come back whatsoever, and I'm sorry, I'm not alone on this. Why the fuck would you make a video then if you don't like the character? It seems like you should make shitty videos like Transformers movies, and that's how you have bad taste and shit opinions. I'll rate this video a 10 out of 10 on how shitty you are preferring which character you like and mostly how you sound like a dumbass. But don't worry, there are more people coming your way every time you upload videos and post something. There is more to come. Winky face. Where do I even begin? I mean, for one, I have my opinions, and as long as you can respect mine, then I'll respect yours. And second of all, the reason why I made the video in the first place is because that was actually breaking news. And it's natural for everyone to have their own opinions on certain things. And compare my videos to Transformers movies, even though I would like to personally believe that my videos have more substance behind them. And then of course the final bit where you tell me that there's going to be more people that will be on my case. Honestly, I couldn't care less because the comment sections most times out of 10 are cancerous anyway. And when you really think about it, the more comments I get, then that means I would gladly make more videos such as Cancerous Comment Conduct and keep it around for as long as possible. So the way I see it, it's a win-win. And as much as I think that the comments most times out of 10 are shit anyway, at the very least I have some material to work with, so you guys are more than welcome to come at me. New suit sucks, but Ben Reilly dope. You know what, Trevor, you're right. Ben Reilly is dope, considering that dope is such a 90s word. And like I said, Ben Reilly should remain in the 90s and never come back. Because honestly, I feel like Ben Reilly doesn't really translate well in today's standards. But to each their own. You're a dick. Bem is the best. Wait, I'm sorry, hold on. Bem? Like, since when did we ever have a Scarlet Spider named Bem? Someone please let me know on whether there is a Scarlet Spider named Bem in the comments below, because honestly I don't think that there is such thing. Hey! I love the new Ben Reilly costume. What's wrong with you all? Wanna know the truth, Samuel? The thing is, we are all sober enough to know that the new Ben Reilly costume is utter shite, while you, my friend, are too high to realise that. And yes, I can understand that you have your own opinions and stuff, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's possible to say that the Ben Reilly costume that he has now is relatively a good costume with a straight face. Unless of course, you know, with the face that Ben Reilly pulls in the first cover. I'm just glad he's back. He got more hate than he deserved. Do you want to know why Ben Reilly gets all this hate? Well, simply because he's a bland character. His whole existence was so that he could become the new Gen Spider-Man after Peter Parker gets married and has a kid with Mary Jane. And also they wanted to make Ben Reilly more like the Peter Parker from the early days and separate Ben Reilly from Peter Parker. And to me, Ben Reilly just comes across as a Spider-Man rechecked. Plus Clone Saga doesn't help, am I right? Okay, so now we have a sociopathic Scarlet Spider. So in case you guys are unaware about this, he's more or less referring to the time when Ben Reilly comes back as the Jackal and was behind the whole clone conspiracy. And although I'm not a fan of Ben Reilly as a character, I can understand the frustration some people might have had in relation to Ben Reilly's revival and how he became the Jackal. Because having a character to come back in such a way that is so apart from what he was is a huge slap in the face. There is a Scarlet Spider fan concept art that's a million times better than both his suits. Would you kindly send us a link? because we have no idea which concept art you are talking about, considering that there are plenty of fan art in relation to Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. What will happen to Kane? He's awesome! Now the last thing I've heard about Kane, I believe that he became the Jackal himself because his body is slowly dissolving away. However, you are right on one thing, and that Kane is awesome, and a million times better than Ben Reilly. Kane may be the better character, undoubtedly, but Ben's suit has always been one of my favourites. Glad to see it back. Again, I kinda have to disagree with you on that one because Kane's costume is such a product of its time, and I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but it just goes without saying. I mean, if you like the suit, good for you, but personally, it just hasn't aged well. Totally agree. Ben Reilly's character was the best when he was representing a sort of perfect version of Peter and Kane. For the first one, he was a spider person without any baggage and guilt of letting important people in his life to die. For the latter, he was a reminder for Kane as the perfect clone. By bringing Ben back to life completely screws with the whole concept, and yes, Kane is a much better and interesting as Scarlet Spider. I mean, I guess, and at the very least you understand that bringing Ben Reilly back is not a good idea. Especially since his story arc came full circle. I grew up in the 90s, Ben Reilly was my favourite, nearly cried when he fucking melted like a snowman! I loved the idea of having two Spideys at the same time, like Spider-Man kept his solo act while Scarlet Spider would join the Avengers to boost up their popularity. Ben Reilly joining the Avengers? Get in the bin. I like the colour palette for the new suit, but Ben Reilly didn't really need to come back. Now if there's one compliment I could give to the new suit, the colour palette itself isn't too bad. Despite it being very reminiscent to Spider-Side, however it is a good nod regardless. And again, I have to side with you on this one, Ben Reilly has no reason to come back. He's been dead for years and he has no reason to come back whatsoever. Your voice reminds me of Will and E. Lol. Really? Have a word, mate. I'm sorry, I really can't do an impression of Will and E. Top lad though.
Dude, this book is amazing, okay? Amazing! It totally surprised me. Also, I always thought Ben Reilly was a better character than the current Peter Parker.
This video came out way before the actual comic started. Although I will agree with you on one thing, the current Peter Parker in Marvel Now, or the all new Marvel whatever the fuck, is a pretty terrible representation. And I have nothing against them having Parker Industries or anything like that, but my problem lies with the fact that the stories are bland and the character himself, for some reason, has the mind of a 12-year-old. When in hindsight, Peter Parker is around 35 years old, so at this point he should have matured.
What's wrong with Ben Reilly as a character? I like this suit and his personality, however I do agree on how bad his new suit is. Now the reason why I don't like Ben Reilly is purely because he's just a Spider-Man reject who only exists to be a lot like the original Peter Parker, while Peter Parker himself can get married and shit. And also Ben Reilly is just a dull character on his own and is only the product of his time. Nuff said. Ben Reilly is good. Who is Ben Reilly? Okay, cut with the act, I know it's a spelling grammar, but even still it's funny to mock. But do you want to know something Ben Reilly isn't good at? Well, Ben Reilly isn't good at staying dead. Bitch ass. Ben Reilly is a huge part of Spider-Man. He is my favourite Spider too. Is he fuck now? Is he really a huge part of Spider-Man? Name me one major story arc that Ben Reilly is a part of outside of Clone Saga and Clone Conspiracy. Exactly. Stop swearing. Fuck off, kid. I care. You care about Ben Reilly? Good for you. If you like the character, more power to you. I'm not here to change your opinion, I'm just stating my own. And to all the Ben Reilly fans, I'm not here to bash you for simply liking the character. Remember that, kids. Remember that. While I still like Ben Reilly, still my favourite Spider-Man. This comment's too easy. I'm kinda glad he's back, but I think it would be better to keep him dead. I can understand people wanting some characters brought back from the dead, and bringing back the Scarlet Spider does sound interesting on paper, however it doesn't really translate well in the long run. And like I said from the beginning, Ben Reilly should have stayed dead.
And yeah, this is pretty much going to be the end of the video. Don't take this too personally. Just because I don't like Ben Reilly as a character doesn't mean you have to as well. If you like him, more power to you. I'm not here to change your opinions. I'm just sharing my own as all. And in my humble opinion, Ben Reilly is debatably even worse than the Jackal. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, take care, and have a good one.